If you don't know, don't worry. We're all going to do this together. Today we're going to do a dish called pho ga, or chicken noodle soup. It's just like the regular pho, the beef pho, but of course with chicken. That's why it's pho ga. I think the history is in the late 1930s, 39, 40, somewhere around there. The government, Vietnam government, took down the sale of beef, for like just a few times a week that they could, sell or buy the beef. So the Vietnamese people started making, chicken pho. So that's where that came from. So most time when people do this, they do a whole chicken, which is fine. You can do a whole chicken. I'm doing the chicken thighs and leg because I like the dark meat. I like dark meat a lot. So that's what these are for, these three. I'm gonna put some chicken gizzard in there. And of course some quail eggs, or you can put any type of small eggs in there. That makes it a little bit more authentic. This is chicken bones. Just like in the beef pho, you have beef bones. These are chicken bones. That will make the broth more flavorful, and the color and all that. The color should be really, really light. Just like the pho when I do it, it's this one will be much lighter. We have the rock sugar, of course, some chicken powder or bouillon or something like that. Put a little bit in there, give us a little bit more kick to it. The fish sauce. This is, you can put some salt. I have salt and pepper in there. Of course, we have the scallions, onion. This is to cook with. This will be, we'll char these with also ginger. We're going to char most of this, and some of it we're going to slice up and put into the broth. And then this daikon. Like I said, I've never did the chicken pho, but people told me to put this in there, peel it, put it in the water, and it will keep the water clear and make it a little bit sweeter, which is good. Green onions. Then we have of course, the lime, the purple onion I like, bean sprout, and cilantro. That's to put into the dish, afterwards, so you can eat it with. And of course, our three ladies, the noodles. We get the large one today. And these are the aromatic stuff that you put in there. It's almost like the regular beef pho, but you don't put it in there for as long. You don't want it to overwhelm the broth of the chicken. You got some cardamom, fennel, star anise, some black peppercorn pods. These are little pods right here. Some cinnamon stick and all that. So yeah, we're gonna put that in there. We're gonna actually fry it up a little bit, cook it up, and then get the smell going on there. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean all the chicken. I know people say, oh, you don't have to clean chicken. Well, actually, we're going to clean the chicken. We're gonna put some salt on there and clean it, and pour some hot water on it so it's real clean. We're going to cut off some of these edges here. All right, so give me a second. We're going to do all that, and then we'll come right back at you. All right, thanks. So okay, we're back. What it is now is I have the chicken in here, the chicken bone, and some of the gizzards is in there too. And I salted up, just salted, rubbed it in, let it sit there for a second. Now I'm going to pour some hot water on it. What we're going to do, what we're not doing, is we're not cooking it. We're just, I guess, blanching it, get some of the impurities out of there. So I'm going to pour some hot water on there, just like that. There we go. Hot water on there, like that. Give it a second here. Like I said, we're not trying to cook it. We're just trying to get some of the impurity off of there, okay? So if you give me a second, I'm going to get this hot water out. I can't be like holding this camera and talking while this thing would be burning my fingers off, all right? So we're going to clean it up, then we're going to put it in a brand new pot for cooking, okay? So we'll be right back. Hold on. So while the chicken is boiling a little bit, for about good half an hour, the first set round of it, what we're going to do now is we're going to get all the stuff that we're going to I guess grill on outside of it and all that. So I got the half onion here, and the shallots, and of course the ginger. This ginger here, this pieces right here, I'm actually going to just put that in the water and grill these ones, all this, and like I said, put this in the water, into the soup base. You can take these outside and grill them on your grill if you have that. You can broil them in your oven, or you can use your air fryer, whichever way. But you want that nice crisp on there, okay? So that's what we're going to do now. All right. Here we are getting this ready. We're going to put some of them on here. That. 1, 2, 3. That. And the onion, of course. We're going to let that sit there and do its thing. Put the ginger on in a second. All right. So what we have now is that the everything is done. Charcoal in it right here. All you need to do is make sure you don't burn it, because you want this like to be a little sweaty. I don't know if you see it, you know, a little sweat, the juice is coming out. This one's a little burnt, this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off the outside of this, and then we're going to place it inside the broth. All right, give me a second. Thanks. So there it is. The less skimming we have to do when we put it inside the broth, the better it is. So, you know, some of this blackness will still come up and we'll skim it off. All right, let's go ahead and put it in the soup in a second. All right. So as you can see, some of the scum is on the broth, which is normal. So we're going to skim some of this off right now, just like this. And give me a second. I'll skim it off. And then we're going to add our first round of, you know, of things that we want to put in there. Okay, give me a second. All right, so some of that's down. We're going to turn down this heat a little bit to what we call medium, and we're going to just start adding, like, remember our little onions and shallots and ginger. We're going to do that right now. Hold on. All right, so all that's in there. As you can see, some of the, you know, the charcoal black stuff is coming off there. I'm also going to add, remember I said I got some daikon, because I was looking at it, some other people put daikon in there. It will make the broth a little bit sweeter and also make the broth clear. So let me add some of that in there, okay? Okay, we're going to let all this cook for about another half an hour. We're going to come back and skim some of this stuff off. You know, when it starts getting a little overcrowded with all the mess that's, you know, that's going to be happening soon on there. Like, you know, some of the charcoal black stuff's going to come off. But during that time, what we're going to do now is we're going to take all of our aromatics that we had earlier. Boom. And we're going to, you know, grill it up a little bit. Let me get a cleaner pan than this and then go from there. Hold on. So I skimmed some of the you know, the gunk off the side there. We're going to add some other stuff on there. Just a first round of, like I said, of the flavor for that. Some of the salt here. We have some salt. All right, let me get this in there. Get it all in there. Good. Fish sauce. We're going to add some more later by taste to see how much we're going to need. But yeah, fish sauce in there. And then, of course, the chicken bouillon. You know, give it a little kick to it. Let's see what's going on with that. Let that go in there. Let that sit for a little while. And then we'll, like I said, keep skimming some of that off. But in the meantime, we're going to be cooking up the aromatics. All right. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put in these cardamom pods right here. These little things right there. Okay, put those in there. We don't want to put the rest in there because, you know, we don't want it to burn. We just want it to give it the smell and the, you know, the flavor and all that. All right, here we go. So this is almost done now. If you listen, you can hear the crackling. That's when you know that that's it's good to go. It's jump there. These little things are jumping around inside there. Hear it? There you go. So I'm going to turn this off, and then we're going to put it into the container that we need to put into the broth, but not yet though. Okay. So the aromatics are done. I'm going to put it in this little container that I have. As you can see, there's some more ginger I put in there. I'm going to leave it in there. It's going to cook. This is actually, like I said, like the regular beef pho. You don't actually cook this as long as the other one. Maybe for the last half an hour, you put it into the broth, and you let it cook with this in there for half an hour because you don't want it to overwhelm the actual chicken flavor. The chicken, the broth, or make it any darker than it is. You want your broth at least like a clear, like a golden yellow color. So, let's see what we can do. By the way, we're going to stick the rock sugar inside the soup, the broth. Now we're going to turn this down a little bit. As you can see, it's boiling up. We're going to skim some of that off. All right, just give me a minute. All right, so we're at the, I guess, what you call the last few rounds. Okay, so now we're going to put in the little package of stuff that I cooked up earlier. I'm going to stick it inside there. Try to get it inside. Here we go. There's a lot of stuff in this broth right here. And we're going to actually take out the chicken a little bit because that should be almost done right now. But we're going to give this a good another, say 30 minutes, if that, maybe less. We're going to check on the chicken. We'll let that cook, and then go from there. All right, be right back. So right now I'm going to check on the chicken temperature. And see if it's ready to take out. I'm gonna put it, I think it is. Yep, it most definitely is ready to take out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the chicken, and then, excuse me, I'm gonna turn off this thermometer. Take out all the chicken, and I'm gonna give it an ice bath. Hold on. All right, pull the chicken out and the chicken bones. So the chicken bones to make the broth. We got the chicken. Now we're going to give it an ice bath. What this does is it stops it from keep cooking. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot, people. Use a tong or something. My crazy butt don't want to turn around and grab the tongs. All right, so we're going to give it an ice bath. Let it sit there. Put some more cold water in there. All right. Let it sit there for a little bit. Let it cool down a little bit. The bone portion of it, we don't have to. So now over here, as you can see, the broth has gone down a little bit. I'm going to skim off some of that stuff, take out some of the onion, but instead of skimming it, well, actually going to skim it in a little bit. Then I'm going to strain it and take all the gunk out. All right, give me a second. I'll show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is, instead of keep skimming off all the impurities on there, I'm going to strain it in here with this fine strainer mesh into this clean big bowl right here, and then we're going to put it back on the stove. Okay, here we go. Hold on. So what this is going to do is, like, remember when we charred the onion and all that stuff? All that will hopefully get strained through here. As you can tell, there is all this gunk right here. So this goes away in the garbage. We're going to put this back into a clean pot and see what it goes from there. Hold on. So what I did was I cleaned the pot now. I'm going to strain it one more time. I'm going to pour it back into the pot, the cooking pot that we were using for to make the pho. But I'm going to strain it one more time into the pot. And here we go. It's almost at the end. As you can tell, I don't know if you can see right there. See all that gunk at the bottom? Whoa. all the impurity and all that. That's the stuff we would have to keep skimming off and all that. It's from the onion and you know, shallots and all that stuff. As you can see, that too is from the onion and all that. So now we have a clean broth. We're going to put it back on on top of the stove and keep it warm. Taste it, see if we need to add anything to it. Give me a second here. Thanks. So everything's back in the pot. I scooped some out right there. It's pretty clear. It's like a yellowish color, you know, chicken. I'm going to give it a taste, and if it needs anything, I'm going to put it in there. Let me take a look. Maybe a little bit more fish sauce. Let me take another taste here. Hold on. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little bit more fish sauce. Let it sit for a minute, and then we'll go from there. Thanks. Alright, so now we're at the finishing line, as we like to say. We have the vegetables all cut up. All the chicken is all shredded up with the quail eggs and some gizzard right here. Put all that on there, you know, whoever wants, whatever. Never had quail eggs, but we'll see what happens. Of course, my hot sauce, you know, it's in Thai chilies in there. And of course, shrimp. You're thinking, what's with the shrimp? Well, the shrimp is because my older son's girlfriend loves chicken pho, but every time she orders it, she always gets the one that has shrimp. I don't understand, but that's okay. That's like I always said. Make it your own, and if you like it, there you go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make myself a bowl, and I'm going to taste the broth and all that, and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to grab some noodles first. Give me a second here. So I got me some noodles right there. All right, good. And then maybe grab some chicken. I'm gonna get some of the shredded. I have some shredded one right here. See the shredded chicken right here. Yeah. And then some with the skin. I like this. I like the skin part of it. Let me put this around my bowl. Trying to make it look kind of nice. I want to grab 2 quail eggs right here. Make it authentic. And of course some gizzard. I like the gizzard. Here we go. Now I'm gonna grab some cilantro. Let me think. Oh, I know what I need to do. I'm gonna grab a couple of these onions right here, and I'm going to place it inside the broth and let it get a little warm. You know, a little warmed up there inside the broth and all that. Okay. So let's go back to this. Grab some green onion. Yeah. Some purple onion, like they do at the restaurant. They're fancy like that. I'm trying to be fancy like that. Okay, see that? I'm fancy. Need a little bit more onion there. All right. The lime. I will squeeze the lime on once I put the broth in there. Some cilantro. There we go. So I'm ready to go. Let me get the broth. I have this big old serving spoon right there. You know, you dip it into the broth and pour it onto it. Look at the handle. So I can be across the street and I still can serve you. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna grab some of this broth. Grab it here. Pour it in my bowl. Right here. There we go. And it looks good. What I'm saying, it looks good. Let me taste the broth first. I kind of wanted it more clear than this, but it's okay. It's a yellowish color. Let me taste it first. That is good. That's really good. Yep, tastes like chicken pho. I'm going to sit down and eat this. Let's squeeze some lime in there. Get some lime in there. Hold on a second here. Squeeze the lime. Right there. All right. Let me mix it up a little bit here. Let me see. Here we go. Taste the broth again. Yeah, much better, much better. All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and eat my dinner. Hope you like it. Thanks, guys. Try it out. Bye.